Good day, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fabtalks. We are really happy and privileged to have the presence of several individuals who are ready to share their journey with us, who are ready to share and create awareness on this platform called as the International Fabtalks. We have to thank our guests for being polite and humble enough to take out the time just for you and for me. And I would love you to view this beautiful episode when it is being published so that you gain a knowledge as to what we've been discussing today. It is something very important, my dear friends, which we are going to discuss today. And you'd love to know who our celebrity guest for today is, I'm sure, right? So join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity guest. He's none other than Dr. Suryakumar. He's joining us all Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. We'll get to know more about his journey and what he's going to share with us. It's a secret. We'll keep it a secret for a few moments and then we'll share that with each one of you. So it's time to introduce our celebrity guest. He is none other than Dr. Suryakumar. He is joining us all the way from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for being kind and being humble enough to accept the invitation and spend your time with us today here. I go ahead and share your profile and we begin the session, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, dear friends, I share the profile of all celebrity guests who are here. I share that at the start itself. So let me put it right. Today is the journey of a special person who's here with us. He's going to enable us to make our lives much easier. Now, how? That we'll get to know in just a few moments. First, let me introduce our celebrity guest in an official way. He is none other than Dr. Suryakumar. He is a counseling psychologist and an ICF PCC trained work-life balance coach and a performance coach. I'd like to put that very right again for everyone. Today we have with us Dr. Suryakumar. He's a counseling psychologist and an ICF PCC trained work-life balance and performance coach. So it's a work-life balance and performance discussion that we are going to have and learn a lot. We need to improve our skills not only at home, but also on the professional front, or not only on the professional front, but even at our homes. We have to keep that balance and bring peace in our lives. If we need peace, we have to maintain the work-life balance. I add more to Sir's profile. He holds a PhD in psychology and his area of research was on the topic of work-life balance. That's really nice. He was a consultant psychologist to a leading multinational technology firm from 2006 to 2013 and a prominent global management consultant firm from 2013 to 2023. Manas is mind, for all of you who don't know what actually it is, the few of you who belong to different states of India. He is the founder of Manas Counseling Services, providing mental health services to the general public in Chennai. A great learner with a passion, not only a great learner, a continuous learner with a passion for making a positive change in society. Let me put it right. He wants to create a positive change in the society for each one of us. And I'd love him to spread his wings, not only in Chennai, but across India and the world. And he's really connected with these aspects, or within this framework he works. That is, let me put it right, the biopsychosocial framework, and also connected with the spiritual framework. That's wonderful. He has over 20 years of campus and corporate experience. The mission is to destigmatize mental health issues. Let me repeat it. Destigmatize mental health issues. Let it go into our heads and let us now focus on creating a beautiful world for the people we love and, of course, for the people unknown to us. The mission is to destigmatize mental health issues, as I mentioned earlier, and to offer therapeutic techniques to maintain a stable psychological well-being. I mean, if everything is okay with your mind, all is well everywhere, right? So, I mean, everywhere around you, or no matter what happens around you, you are in peace with yourself and you know how to live in the present moment and not to stress about the future, not to be sad about the past. Dr. Suryakumar incorporates evidence-based practices in his coaching and counseling sessions. My dear friends, I'd like to add more to Sir's profile. Currently, he is the president of TA Study Circle Madras and a member of Board of Management of Chinmaya Vidyalayas, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. He has undergone in-depth training in advanced transactional analysis. That's really nice, which is a method of psychotherapy for personal growth and personal change. That's great. He has conducted several programs on assertiveness, stress, Work-life balance, rationale behind counseling. I really love this rationale behind counseling. Once you understand the rationale behind counseling, life becomes easier for all of us. I move to Sir's profile. He has taken several sessions and presented research papers at several national and international psychology conferences. That's great. And as a mental health professional, he is highly committed to making a difference in the lives of people. Now, how many of us would really want to create a difference, a positive shift in the lives of people? Very few of us. Most of us are selfish and would like to be connected with our own family members, with our own friend circle. But if you have people who would love to bring a change in the lives of people for all the right reasons, especially in your personal and professional space, right? So join us to have a wonderful time to get to know more about work-life balance and, of course, the rationale behind counseling. Dear sir, thank you so much for being here with us. It's really nice. You have a wonderful profile, very interesting. And I'm sure today many of us are going to get a lot from you, a lot of tips on how to balance our life in the right way. You being connected to the performance level, you being connected to the work-life balance level, you're a work-life coach as well as a performance coach. If I'm not mistaken, let me put that right. You're a work-life balance coach and as well as a performance coach. I would like to know, how could this be useful to all of us? What is your experience and expertise into this field? And how far you could take us and help us to understand life from your perspective and your experience?
Yeah, first I would like to thank International Fabtalks for giving me this great opportunity to share some of my thoughts on work-life balance, psychology, and mental health. So, in the recent times, social media hot topic was on work-life balance. Some of the corporate leaders, starting from Mr. Narayan Murthy, who made a statement that youngsters should work for 70 hours a week for the economic growth of our country. He also said he doesn't believe in work-life balance. This has become a controversy and a great debate. Following this, one more corporate leader, Mr. Subramaniam of L&T, he made a statement that people should work for 90 hours per week. I don't think so in any country officially people work for 90 hours. And he also made a sarcastic statement, how long will you stare at your wife? Again, there was a lot of debate and there was a lot of activities in social media. Thank God. Some of the other business leaders like Anand Mahendra, who came and took the direction in another way. And he was talking about the quality of work than the quantity of work. So now that conversation has mellowed down. Work-life balance has come out to be such an important topic that there is a lot of research going on in this area. Organizations are also giving utmost importance to this area so that they can get the best of from their employees. In my childhood, we did not talk about work-life balance. What has changed now culturally? I used to remember in my school days, I used to live in a big joint family. My grandparents were there, my parents were there, my father's two brothers, my elder brother and younger brother. It used to be such a nice environment. We were from a business community. So the men of the house used to take care of the business. My grandmother and my mother used to take care of the family. So whenever we came back from school, they used to take care of us. Life was so simple and it was so peaceful. But now what is happening? Slowly, the joint family system is eroding and more nuclear families are coming up now. Due to financial compulsions, husband and wife go to work. And when they come back from work, the children come back from school to empty houses. And either they pick up the keys from the neighbors and they spend time on watching TV or whatever it is. And the parents feel guilty. To compensate this, what they do is they buy some expensive gifts like cell phones. Now with internet connections, children get access to unwanted sites, unwanted websites, and this is creating a lot of social issues. So work has taken over as top priority to many people. Work is important because it gives us money, and we all need money to run our families. But the problem is focusing too much on work and concentrating less on other aspects of life is causing the imbalance. Imbalance causes stress, and we all know the stress is cause for many illnesses in the body. That is why it's called mother of all illnesses. People spending long hours at work is impacting their health very badly. And there is a lot of imbalance in the society. So definitely people like you should organize such programs to bring in more awareness so that people can start living a more balanced life and there is more satisfaction and fulfillment in their families.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that. That was really very nice of you to share that with clarity. That's really nice. And it kept me pondering for some time about the system which has broken down in India, the joint family system. And I guess there's a lot to learn in the joint family system. And like, as you mentioned, you enjoyed that. You had your grandmother and mother waiting for you when you came from school. You also shared the modern day lifestyle. When we talk about the modern day lifestyle now, like I think if we could discuss this about wants, let me put it right, needs, wants, and desires. I think the wants and desires have increased. Just discussing as to what could be the reasons. Like if you take our needs are fulfilled, maybe a few wants could be there, but then if you have still desires to be fulfilled, that's where the problem comes. I want to earn more and more. I need to have more things around me. I need to visit foreign places, maybe like that. Anyways, let's cut that topic. Sir, you mentioned about two great industrialists who have said 70 hours and 90 hours, and how long will you look at your spouse? That is your wife. So these are all controversial topics. And of course, there was a great debate, many debates going on the social media platforms. We all know that. How one could maintain a good balance in their lives with regard to their personal and professional life. How can they maintain the work-life balance? From your experience, you have more than 20 years of experience in the field of counseling. You're a counseling psychologist as well. So how do you deal with people who come to you with regard to all these problems? Like how to maintain a good work-life balance?
Yeah. So first thing is we need to check, are we living a purpose-driven life? A purpose-driven life gives us a lot of fulfillment and meaning to our life. Adding to purpose, we need to even look at our values. Values are the foundation on which purpose is built. Values are nothing but our core beliefs. This is like an internal compass which guides us in our day-to-day activities and it guides us in achieving our goals. Suppose if one of my value is family, I will ensure that I will spend my time at work and ensure in weekends or whatever time available, I will spend with my family. If my value is money, my focus will be more on money, comparatively less time for the family members. If my value is health, I will definitely focus at least few hours in a week on health. So what is important is when things are not working, Socrates beautifully put it, unexamined life is not worth living. So now and then we should take a pause and check, how is our life going? Is it going in the right direction? If things are not working, we need to check and take the corrective measures. This is one of the ways we can see how to improve work-life balance. Work-life balance is all about what is important to you. And it is highly subjective. It varies from person to person because all of us have different objectives in life. For a bachelor, he may be able to spend more time at work. Maybe for a married person with one kid, he will be comparatively have to balance his time at home. maybe for a retired person, it is different. So there is no perfect one size fits all solution. It varies from person to person, as I told you, because our priorities change. So it all depends upon your priority. What is that you want in life? In a to-do list, whatever you put first, you will be able to accomplish. Today, like whatever it is, if you have an parents, elderly person, I need to take them for a doctor visit. If you write it on top, you will allocate time for that and accordingly fulfill it. Or if you say, today I'll have to go to bank, or today I'll have to go to my son's annual day. So it all depends upon your priorities. If your priorities are fine, to a great extent, you should be able to manage your work-life balance.
Many thanks for sharing that. Thank you so much. So now when we talk about work-life balance, there's one thing that goes down the drain, if I could put it in that way. Sorry for being harsh. That is self-care. We forget to take care of ourselves. We forget what we are eating. We forget what we need to prioritize in our life. So how is the best way, or what is the best way to first take care of ourselves? Like if you, like when they say when you're traveling, and if there is some turbulence when you're traveling by air, so the oxygen mask has to be applied. You have to fix it first for yourself and then save others. So here self-care is something like that. If you're not okay, then how will you manage things at home? How will you manage things at your workspace? So if you're always giving time to the people at home and your workspace, and there's no me time, that's where the stress begins to, the outburst begins. So how can you help us to understand the first importance is to take care of ourselves? The best thing is, if I could put it like, what is self-care and how do we take this forward with regard to work-life balance?
Yeah, very good question. See, if you see four important components of work-life balance, it is stated as work, family, friends, and self. So self is coming at the last. As you rightly said, it is very, very important. A very good example as you gave in the aeroplane, like only if you can take care of yourself, the first advice is you need to put the mask on yourself. Then if you have a kid or something like that. So you need to be healthy first. So as I said, the Socrates quote, we need to pause now and then on a daily basis or a weekly basis, check how things are and focus on all dimensions of life. Like if there is some backache or body pain, body is giving us an indication that you need to take care of me. If you're not going to pay attention to that, then like usually I say, initially when you work, you lose your health to gain money, and whatever money you have gained, you will lose it to gain back your health. So we all know that health is wealth. So focusing on health is prime importance. So listen to your body, and body will tell you like whether it's doing fine. And it's always good to have in our schedule some time for, let it be exercise or let it be meditation or let it be walk, whatever it is. Like if you can spend some time, definitely our body will be fit and we will be able to give our best at work.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, I'd like to know the importance of technology with regard to work-life balance. Now we have technology reaching heights. No one ever imagines certain things that we have today with us with regard to science and technology and the advancement that we are in that space. Now, what I'd like to ask you is, what role does technology play while balancing work-life issues? Like some of them work from home.
A lot of benefits are there, but only the misuse of it causes the trouble. Like, so thanks to technology, like we are able to commute, I mean, we are able to talk in this session through online. And COVID was a real blessing. Like we were wondering how we are going to deal with, I was wondering like, how am I going to deal with my clients? Thanks to technology, even in in-person sessions, I was not able to meet people outside Chennai. And thanks to technology, today I have clients all over the world, starting from US, Canada, Ceylon, Nepal, Bhutan, throughout the world, thanks to technology. That is the positive side of the technology. The other thing is getting addicted. Let it be phones. It is the biggest culprit. And many of my clients, let it be relationship, most of them have problem because of the cell phone. When it comes to couples counseling, the biggest complaint from the wife is whenever he's talking, he doesn't even see my face. He's most of the time in cell phone. Sometimes the husband complains that I come from office, she's happily watching TV, she doesn't even give me a coffee. This is the problem, like. So some kind of discipline, if we can have, definitely I would say technology is a blessing.
Oh, that's really nice. Very positive on that note. That's really great. Thank
Mm.
you for sharing that. What I'd like to ask you now is, what are the signs or the symptoms where we could understand that something is wrong with this individual? He's not having a good work-life balance. These are the signs. So what are the few signs we could catch? Maybe suppose, like me, I would like to know about my spouse. What should I look out in my spouse that these are the signs he's not able to balance his work life, balance it
Yeah,
very well?
yeah. We call it signs of imbalance. So we can look into the physical dimension, we can look into the emotional dimension, and we can look into the behavioral dimension. Physical, like frequent headaches, like body pain, frequently getting sick. Because when there is imbalance, as you said, stress causes your immunity is less and you will fall sick, cough, fever. These are some of the physical signs. Emotional signs are mood swings, anxiety, stress, depression. These are some of the emotional signs. When it comes to behavioral thing, it can be procrastination. Like procrastination is the biggest problem when it comes to productivity. So procrastination is nothing but putting off things. So when you put off things, like when you want to complete, there is an element of stress or anxiety. So it's an habit. Procrastination is an habit. Work life is all about modifying your habits. So when you modify your habits, you don't postpone things. That, and as I said, now if you are regularly introspecting, you will come to know what are some of the important things you procrastinate. Once you start taking actions, definitely that area will start improving. So one of the other things is unhealthy coping mechanisms. People will get into drinking or smoking, or these are some of the signs of imbalance. If you can catch this, definitely corrective measures can be taken.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. You're very, very clear with what you've shared, like unhealthy coping mechanisms. We should be very careful with this. You are also a performance coach, if I could put that right. You are a performance coach, sir. So I'd like to know, how can you help someone with regard to their performance? In what way can you enhance their performance and make them much better in the field that they are, that could enable them to get a promotion as well?
See, when it comes to performance, it's all again boils down to purpose and values. What is the values? What are your values regarding your work? Performance not about completing tasks. It's about the value you give to your work. So, like people go to work, if you ask, why do you work? Most of them will say money. If money is the motive, maybe I don't think so that the performance, they will just complete that task, but the quality of the output is questionable. So if people are really wanting to make a difference to humanity or difference to people, their quality of work will be great. So it all boils down to what is that you are committed to? What is your purpose? What are your values? If your value is quality, then your output will be quality. So if people can, like as coaches, we check what is that motive behind their work, why they work, or what is that they want to accomplish. Each one of us have so much of potential. Are we really tapping into our potential? Are we really giving our best at our work? If you are giving your best, definitely the output will be great. So these are some of the ways we can motivate people to give in their best.
Excellent, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well shared. Now, we've just spoken about money. You've just shared about money. Like what I need is I need to earn more money. I need to be financially independent. And once even they are financially independent, they want just beyond, a certain amount that, yes, my generations to come will enjoy that. At the same time, we've seen people who run after money and not after peace within themselves and their surroundings. If they run after money, we found quite a few people who have committed suicide or who have contemplated suicide. So as a counseling psychologist and of course a work-life balance coach and a performance coach, how could you help people suffering from suicidal thoughts?
Great question. Thank you for asking this question. So, all of us want big houses, big car, higher salary. Why? Why do we need all this? Because it has become a social status. So, as you rightly said, success. People are going after success. What is the other side of the coin for success? It's satisfaction. So, a lot of people are focusing on success, but missing out on satisfaction. Success is nothing but the external validation people give for our promotions or our wealth or whatever it is. I'm not discounting that. We need money. Like always, I say that parents are working hard for what? To give the best of education to children, best of food to the children. But are they giving quality time to the children? That is what is the missing element. So that is the satisfaction and fulfillment I'm talking about, which it comes from internal. So when that satisfaction and fulfillment is not there, there is an imbalance. People might be successful, but they are not. That's the missing element. That's why they see no meaning in their life. So I'm sorry to say, Apple's former CEO, do you know him? Do you know his story? Successful person.
Mm-hmm.
But when I read his history, like his child could not recognize him, or he did not recognize his child when she was 7 years old. He had whatever broken first family, then he married again, and whatever he's a highly successful person. Apple is whatever it is for quality, but when you look at his personal life, like I'm sorry to say that he had messed up his thing, and because of which I don't know, he had health issues and he died at a young age due to cancer. So this is what is the impact when you focus on only one aspect of life, success, and if you don't focus on satisfaction and fulfillment.
Very true, very true. Thank you so much for sharing that anecdote with us. That's very nice of you to be, well versed with what's going on around the world, and the way you've shared that, that really makes sense. Thank you so much. So we've also seen quite a few professionals very good at being a professional, but being a bad parent at home. And such people who are bad parents at home, when they enter into their senior years, their adult children do not respect them. They always snap back at them, or do not spend time with them, or do not reconnect with them. Like they have this grudge. When we were kids, you did not spend time with us. You were always connected with your work. And after work, it was parties or friends, but you did not give us that time. You did not balance that very well. I have met several youngsters who have many negative views with regard to their parents who have taken care of them. So they don't want to look into their face, and many of them have left their country and gone to other countries just to have peace, to be away from the toxic situation that they faced at home or the loneliness that they faced at home. So what is the suggestion you have for all the working professionals who are parents, how to balance that, how to have a good work-life balance and first take care of your children? No, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's what, as I said before, the context. Why do they work so hard to earn money? Earn money for what? So that they can give the best to their children. But what is that they are really missing out is too much focus is on work and wealth, and there is less focus on family time. So that's the reason in work-life balance, we emphasize more on family time. Again, when it comes to family time, it's not necessary the quantity of time you spend with your children. Like, even it can be 5 minutes or even it can be 10 minutes. If you can check with them, how are things at school? How is life going? Or going out for dinner together, or going out to movies together. That bonding is what is missing. So that is the reason there is a lot of dissatisfaction for children when they grow up, and there is a lot of gap between the child and the parents as they grow up. So this is very, very critical. That is the reason, as work-life balance coaches, we focus more on the other aspects of life. Work is just one aspect of, it's just the one chapter. It's not the whole story. But what is happening in reality is there is too much focus on work. People, when they ask you, how are you? The first thing they say is, I'm busy. So if you really check, there's a distinction between busy and productive. Nobody says I'm productive. Everybody says I'm busy. So we need to really look at what are you busy with. And the beautiful thing is you need to pause. We are living in such a fast-paced world. Everybody is running here and there without knowing what is happening in their life. So the first thing is you need to pause, reflect. The good thing always I tell people is every day before you go to sleep, scan through the day like a movie, just see what all happened, where all you were angry or where all you were not able to answer to your higher ups, where all your thoughts were negative, what were your emotions. If you can just screen it up, you can do a kind of editing. Once you start editing, you are removing that from your subconscious mind. Once you remove that from your subconscious mind, chances of that behavior will automatically reduce. So say, for example, if a person is having a problem with anger, so what I tell them is, before you go to bed, close your eyes and just scan through your day, like watching a movie. Watch from morning, you got up, what happened? Okay, for an example, an husband and wife came for counseling, and the issue was frequent fights. So I asked this gentleman, so can you just tell me what happened the previous day from morning till night? So he said, morning I got up, I went to the washroom, I took the brush, the paste was not there. I shouted at my wife, where is the paste? Then the wife was cooking. She came out and she took the paste from the basket and she gave it to him. And he got ready, and around 8:30, the breakfast usually will be ready. She is also working, and they have a good kid who goes to school. That particular day, it was getting delayed. Again, he shouted at his wife, it's getting late. Then after a few minutes, the wife served him. So he had completed his breakfast, went to office, came back home at 7:30, had dinner at 9:30, went to bed at 10:30. So I just asked him, you said you went to the washroom and the paste was not there. And you said you shouted. Is that an appropriate behavior? He said, yeah, I shouldn't have shouted, but I shouted. I told him, if you think you shouldn't have shouted, I told you, like a movie you just watched, cut that scene, delete it. Now come to the breakfast table. You said there was a delay in serving the breakfast, and you acknowledge even she is working, and you said you shouted. Again, I asked them, is that an appropriate behavior? Again, he paused. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have shouted. I told him, if you think that you shouldn't have shouted, I told him to delete that scene also. Like that, just scan through the whole day and see whatever is unwanted, delete it. So now I ask them a hypothetical question. Suppose next day, I'm asking you now an hypothetical question. Suppose he goes, next day he gets up at 6:30, goes, and again the paste is not there. What do you think he will do? There are
What
only
do
two
you
possible answers.
Either he goes, either he orders for one online or goes to the nearby grocery shop and get one.
No, it's inside out, it's misplaced somewhere.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so there are only two things. Again, he'll shout at his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday only I told you, again, where is the paste? Or if there is a change in behavior, maybe he will go and check. Maybe he goes and checks. It might be in the thing. Second day, if he does the same behavior,
That becomes
what
a
is,
pattern.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to break the pattern. That's why we do that in introspect. When you introspect, you will come to know your patterns. If it is not productive, if it's unhealthy patterns, you need to edit and delete it. So what I'm saying is, on a daily basis, if you're going to practice this and delete all unwanted things, chances of this shouting will automatically reduce. We say, no, if you practice something for 21 days, you will create a thing. All these things are emanating from our subconscious mind. From the day we were born till the present day, whatever has happened in our life, it's in our subconscious mind. And all our behaviors stem from the subconscious mind. When you do this introspection, you are cleansing your subconscious mind or you are reprogramming your subconscious mind. So once you keep doing it on a regular basis, definitely there will be a change in behavior.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really like this.
Mm.
You explained that so well. Like
Mm.
towards the end of the day, you just have to connect with yourself and try to remember all the events in sequence order and delete the unpleasant ones and then focus only on the positive ones and try to work on yourself. That's really nice. So, what I've observed from around what I've viewed and read and spoken to different people, most of the divorce cases are happening nowadays. Like there are lots of divorce cases because the spouse is being neglected. One of the spouses or both of them, or maybe there's some affair going on in the office space. Yes. And there's even if that timing is over, the the time office timings are over, like it's maybe by 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock. They tend to overstay in their office just to spend some time with the person they like, the new person in their lives, and come home late. And takes a toll on the other spouse who's at home, irrespective of gender I'm speaking here. And that has been the cause for many people who have gone in for divorce. Like when they have children with them now, how do we solve this problem? Like if at all they have no children, they can happily give divorce to each other, go away their own path, find new partners and live happily. But when they have children, should they sit down together and think over it or break the little hearts? Oh, really, I feel very, very sad to see little children torn between their parents and they are dragged from one end to the other. Which parent I should select now? They love both of them. So can we talk about this?
Exactly, like
To
you put it.
sensitize the parents
Yeah,
and make them
yeah,
understand.
yeah. Children are the most affected when parents have relationship problem. Definitely, this is a very, very serious issue which is going on in the society. So again, now when it comes to relationship, there are something called pillars of good relationship, like trust, understanding, communication, love, care. Like couples who come for counseling, I tell them to check where they are with respect to some important parameters. Like when trust is good, maybe communication is missing. If communication is good, trust is missing. So they need to look into all. What I found most is trust and communication is becoming the biggest challenge when it comes to relationship. See, if the person is not trustworthy, if he's going to do something behind the scenes, that relationship will not last. So if they really want a good family, if they wanted to think, they need to work out whatever differences they have with their spouses. That is what we advise them. it's not most advice, we make them think. So if you look into the different pillars of things, and once they start improving their communication, as I told you, no communication, I gave you an example, like the biggest complaint from spouses is that the husband doesn't even look at my face. The quality time is missing. So what husband and wife, like if they really want to improve the relationship, they need to look into this. We call a lot of things are there, like acts of service, even physical touch, how they can support the spouse in day-to-day chores, and quality time, spending quality time. When I say quality time, even they can work out their differences. Like something like the wife can tell him that in the morning when you went, you were angry with me. So she has to express what's going on in her mind. Then husband will understand at that point of in the morning, if she's going to talk, he's in a hurry, he may not even lend his ears. When we sit, maybe before going to bed, if he can work out, and he will also understand, and he may apologize or he may not repeat it. So this is what is important. And what is really, really missing now is what we call as adjustment. People are not willing to adjust, and people have very high expectations. So these are some of the challenge. If your expectations are very high, if your spouse is not able to cope up, then there is a relationship problem. So if you can reduce your expectation, or you can work on it, how to improve it, definitely things are going to be better.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Thank you, Dr. Surya. That's really nice. Now, I'd like to bring a very sensitive question and discuss with you. Professionals are neglecting their parents, their aged parents. Like we've had several aged parents sharing this with us. Very sad to say. They don't have time to just text their parents and say that I'm okay. Your parents are not waiting for your money. Your parents are just waiting for a text. Are you okay or not? It's very pathetic. They don't even have a single split second to just, the parents will just, they will show me, they'll say, ma'am, this is my mobile. I've sent so many messages. My son doesn't reply to me. He's too busy. He's always at work. So how cruel can this be? I mean, we should give it a thought, like where are we heading to? If we don't have the courtesy to reply to our parents and at least say that I'm okay, I'm fine. You need not give the entire description of your day. You can just say that I'm fine or I'm busy with some work. I don't know how you're going to explain that. So every professional out there should be responsible for their parents, and they neglect their elderly parents so much, and they don't even have time, and they drop them off at the old age homes, and sometimes senior parents themselves volunteer to go and stay in the old age homes because they can't tolerate the disrespect and the loneliness at home. So if you can share some insight into that, have senior citizens come forward and shared with you that this is what my son, who's a great professional, or the CEO or the COO of any company or so and so, etc. This is how we are treated by him or her.
Yeah, maybe very few, like whatever they share, that they're not happy with their children or something like that. It happens like, so like when you say like certain times because of so-called busy, they may neglect their parents. At least to some extent, it's acceptable. But the real issue is intentionally some people are not giving, as you said, the respect to the parents. Some people feel guilty, some people don't even feel guilty. If at least they are feeling guilty, I can help them to overcome that. One thing what they are really, really missing is their children are watching this. I can just narrate a story which I heard long, long back. Again, it was a joint family. Grandfather was not there, grandmother was there, father, mother, and the daughter. They used to eat in good vessels where the grandmother was given an aluminum plate to eat. The child was just observing this. After some years, the grandmother died. The child took that aluminum plate and she took it and kept it in the room. The mother was puzzled. Like, why are you keeping this? Why don't we throw this? No, mummy, when you grow up, I want to serve you with this. This is then the mother understood. We call it karma. They will face their consequences. Each action has got a consequence. So what I say is they should have value, like whatever. If I am there, if I am present here, it is because of my parents. They are the source. If they were not there, I am not there. I should really be grateful and thankful throughout my life for that. If I'm going to be ungrateful, I will face the consequence.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing it with an example, with a lovely story. That's really nice. Now, we've recently seen, just I guess a month or two, a young professional, if I'm not mistaken, at a very young age, unable to take the work pressure. They have taken it has taken a toll on their lives, and they died. It seems none of the company members came to their house, or the office members or the organization members came to the house.
I know this
So
thing.
when you die, your office people will not come, your money will not come. It is your parents, your relatives, and your close ones who will stand by your bedside or will give you the shoulder to take you to the final destination, that is to the graveyard or the crematorium. Now, this should be put in everybody's head. If you don't have your own people around you, what is the use? No friend.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would.
yeah, I got your
Yeah.
whatever question. So in our circles also, we had an opportunity to discuss about this girl's death. What really causes the death? Like whatever the parents say, it was the stress, it was the work pressure. So if you really look at the thing, father's statement, he really was saying that daughter again and again was saying that there is a lot of stress. Don't quote me wrong. Like I really want to talk about the father. CA, they are earning well, but the girl is talking about stress. The father could have told, why don't you resign and go? That is one way of coping. But as a psychologist, what I am really looking at, she did not have good coping strategy. She may be a CA, intellectually great, but emotionally totally down. There's no emotional intelligence. So that's the reason we give more emphasis on emotional intelligence. Like, how are you dealing with your emotions? How are you coping with your stress? Like when, as you said, like when first she noticed that there is a stress, she has to pause and take some remedial measures. Either undergo a program, or consult a mentor, stress management programs. If nothing is working, she has to quit. What is more important? Life is more important. That is what I wanted to tell. In the name of going after money, you want more, more, more till you are no more. That's what happened.
Excellent. More till you are no more. I think this is a great message for all the youngsters who are running behind money. Irrespective of age, I would like to share this. Stay safe and stay connected with your family and friends. Sir, that's really nice of you to have shared that. Now we'd like to know about Manas Consulting Services. You're connected to this. You are the founder of this beautiful organization, and you're doing a lot of service in Chennai. If you could share something about Manas, what is it and how did this germinate in your mind? When did it start?
Yeah, again, a good question. See, I told you long back, like we are from a business community. Around 2000, just before 2000, there were some issues and we had to close down our business. Even while doing business, there was always something running in my mind. Like I used to observe people, why people behave the way they behave, or why I behave the way I behave. I was a shy, introvert person. Then I went to a lot of training programs. I really developed myself, like whatever it is, no? There's a lot of contemplation. There's a lot of thinking, like why behave, what is mind, a lot of questions like. And as I said, I was in a business community. Parallelly, I used to do a lot of self-development programs, a lot of spiritual retreats. So many things were going on. But when there was a breakdown in business, I thought, why not I take this as a full-time profession? Late in my life, I learned psychology. I did my MSc, I did my MPhil. Later, I did my PhD. Now I'm a doctorate. So this interest, my thing is it all, psychology is nothing but study of mind and mental processes. So this word, Sanskrit word manas was very catchy. So I thought, let me name my organization as Manas Counseling Services. That's how it all started.
Beautiful. That's really nice.
Hmm.
That's very interesting.
Hmm.
Have professionals come forward themselves, volunteered, and come forward and say, I need help, because they think it's a shame to ask for help, especially if you need help with regard to your thoughts and with your emotions. They don't want to come forward. Even if there is a small cut on their little finger or on one of the fingers, they will run to the medical shop and get band-aid and put it very quickly. They can't tolerate that pain. But they don't want to come forward and take therapy, meet the right
Exactly.
therapists and take, the right kind of guidance with regard to counseling and
Exactly.
that. Would you like to share that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what we are working to remove the stigma. So they think coming to a counselor is a sign of weakness. I would put it the other way. Coming to a counselor is a sign of strength. So, like as you rightly said, when we have a fever, we are comfortable going to a doctor, taking medicine. But when we are mentally disturbed or when we are stuck in work or in relationship, there is some hesitation. That is what we are fighting for. Once, if we can remove this taboo, it's okay to talk to another person, a third person, a neutral person. We are neutral. We don't judge. We don't evaluate people. And we have been trained to deal with mind. If we can really come and talk to us, we will be in a position to see like what are your belief system, what is your personality, what are some of your patterns. What I will say is, even if you're not coming to us, it's absolutely fine. Talk to a good friend. We say elders at home are good counselors. But unfortunately, as I said, that joint family system is eroding. So there is nobody to talk. We are all social beings. Our brain is designed to interact with people. If you're not going to interact, there is going to be some issues, mental health issues. So things are better now. Like in schools, we have a school counselor. CBSE has made it mandatory. Even in organization, there's a workplace counselor, there's EAP, employee assistance program. Things are improving, but still we have a long way to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing that from your end. Much appreciated. Now, I'd like to know about your personal journey as a youngster. Did you ever require the need to connect with a counselor before you becoming a counseling psychologist? Did you ever feel the need that I need to talk to somebody? As you've mentioned, you can even share that with a friend. But from my personal point of view, or from my personal opinion, don't trust friends. You never know when they will backstab you. From my personal experiences, it's always good to meet a person who's a professional and go for, because we professionals are non-judgmental, as you mentioned, neutral, and they'll never use whatever you've shared with them, whatever you've confided in them. They're not going to use it against you. But be very careful which friend you're sharing that to, because they're going to use it against you one fine day. You never know when. So it's always safe to meet a professional. When there are so many professionals around you, they just don't want to remove something from their pocket and pay and sit down in a dignified way and have a session with them, right? So we'd like to talk about this. Why don't they come out and be a little more open in accepting the fact that, yes, I'm going to meet a counseling psychologist or a counselor today for my mental health or for my emotional.
Yeah, yeah, well said. Like, yeah, again, I would like to make a small correction. Yeah. When I told friends, yeah, if it's something going to be a serious issue, it's not advisable to talk to a friend. As you said, they may judge and they may be even biased. Okay. Nothing like meeting a professional. Like, it is the taboo. Things have to, that's why initially I told you, people like you, like when you conduct programs like this, there is more awareness. Then people will get the courage and they will say it's okay to meet a counselor. So more of awareness, more of such programs can really, really shift things. As I told you, things are moving. What stops them is really like people don't know who's a professional. Technically, we don't judge people, we don't evaluate people, we accept them as they are. And this is a very safe space. The counseling space is a very safe space. And there's a lot of research, there is a lot of techniques. Once they surrender to the process, once they start trusting the counselor, I can tell you miracles can happen.
Very true. Well said. That's really nice. I really like the way you put that.
Mm.
That's great. So, what is the message you have for all of us? Like, what is the message from you with all the experiences that you've had till date to all age groups? Like, what is it that you'd love to share today on the International Fab Talks?
The message is very simple. If you're working, check, are you productive at work? Check, are you spending quality time with your family? Are you having good sleep? Are you eating healthy food? And are you really having fun in life? All this is taken care, you are leading a great life.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I really love this. And somehow connects with me also. So all of these things should be in place. Then I think your life is sorted, right, sir? Sir, thank you so much for being a part of our journey. Thank you for creating awareness. Thank you for making us understand the importance of work-life balance. Thank you for making us aware of ourselves first, taking care of ourselves, our family first, and then focusing on our work and not to run behind money, to develop some type of satisfaction within ourselves and to live a fulfilling life. You've given several tips towards the end. Thank you so much. We look forward to many more interactions with you in future as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Same here, sir. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Dear friends, with this, we'd like to sum up the session for today. Please do share this video with the right kind of professionals, family members, everyone. Share it such that they gain some knowledge and insight into what's going on in their lives. Are they happy in their workspace? Are they happy at home? Are they not happy? How to balance their lives in the right way, be it at home or workspace. And if you'd love to connect with our celebrity guest, he's a counseling psychologist, Dr. Suryakumar. You could get connected with him. We'll share his details in the description. Of course, with sir's permission, I will share the details in the description. You could get connected with him and you could have a counseling session with him and try to improve your life. Do not ever think of suicide. Do not ever think of breaking up the family. Stay connected and stay united and spread peace and happiness, not only at home, but at the professional zone as well. With this, we'd like to sign off now. Stay connected and stay blessed. If you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, do like, subscribe, share, and comment on the International Fab Talks. Have a fabulous day today. Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.